we're going to be playing this historical campaign as Miyamoto Musashi. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I do have a mod list. If you check the description, you'll see the full thing there. There's some mods here. I'll have more details in the description. I don't want to bog the first episode of this, so let's start a new game. There's quite a few kingdoms to choose from, and they all have different penalties and bonuses. Some of the more interesting ones that I found, Tosan, it's not exactly the same as Britannia, but they do have a movement speed penalty reduction, so 25% less speed penalty in adverse terrain. So let's go ahead and take this one. We're going to get less movement speed penalty in all adverse terrains. We also get 10% production bonus to villages that are bound to castles. It will lower our hearth increase by 20%. That's not a big deal. We can overcome that. I don't want to mess too much with the character creation. I notice it's I'm not very good at messing with this one. The Bannerlord one I got used to. This one it feels very different. So getting a character to look exactly the way you want, at least for me, was a little bit more challenging. But you could tell these characters do actually look East Asian, whereas the Khuzaits, I guess the Khuzaits would be more like Turkic than Eastern Asian. But maybe that's not really a fair distinction. But anyways, the models, they definitely do look Japanese, so I can appreciate that. There's also a lot of variety here, so you'll notice the base game does not match what they did. They changed all of these presets. None of them are the same, so that's kind of cool. Even the scars, like there's a burn scar right here instead of, you know, one of the eyes gouged out. They still have the eyes gouged out and a bunch of slashes, but it's not the same as what the base game has. So they have changed. They've literally overhauled everything except for there's like one or two things that I've noticed that they did not overhaul. But I'm going to leave him with a clean face, no scars. We'll make him nice and tall. Maybe a little bit bigger build. Plump him up a little bit. Got to get those cheeks clapping, you know what I mean? And in terms of our starting build, we're going to go mostly with combat up here in the melee combat. And then anything that'll boost our endurance. And then we'll spec into control later once we get our melee stuff sorted out. They also changed some things here. So guns instead of crossbows, there's no crossbows here. So it's bow, crossbow, and throwing, although I don't remember seeing too many throwing weapons. So I don't know if this even counts. Mostly it's bow and firearms. So we'll take Jito, a Jito's retainer for our family. You can see telling you, man, I've been playing this for about 15 to 20 hours now, maybe a little more than that with testing and everything. It just, all the outfits, the armor, the weaponry, it just looks so nice. They did a hell of a job on this. And in typical Bannerlord fashion, the little kids look like 90-year-old men, which is kind of funny. It's the same in the base game. So we'll take your brawn. That'll give us some more points into vigor, two-handed. Oh, also that's another thing. There's no shields, or there's not shields in the traditional sense that you know, strap it to your arm. There are shields that go on your back, but there's no shield wall in Japan, so that didn't really exist. So in this mod, they don't have it. I know they had shields that you can plant in the floor and all that, but you know, I don't think they modeled that. So anyways, we're going training with swords. Like I said, we want to get as many points into two-handed as we can get. And then for our youth, we offered your services to Ashigaru Spearmen. So we will get a little bit of spear skill, and we do want to put some points into there. All the skills we want to level up. Although I feel like in this mod, the least useful one is one-handed, because you can't carry a shield anyway, so there's no real point to have a one-handed weapon when you can just have a two-handed weapon. And then obviously the pole arms, you have the length advantage. So those two are quite effective. And then we defeated an enemy in battle. That's going to give us a starting bow and a katana. And let's get started with that. And then in terms of age, we probably want to start out maybe at 30 years old. Should be fine. Now this is amazing. So there's so many different flags that you can choose from. You can see here, let me get a better view. There's so many options. And I'm not like an expert by any means in the Japanese feudal era or the Sengoku Jidai time period, but I do recognize some of these from some of the other games that I played that cover this area heavily. And I remember seeing something about this symbol with a white background and black sigil. So something like that is supposed to be, I guess, the closest thing. And this is actually the same symbol that OBS used. That's the recording software that I use. So kind of interesting. But I'm not sure if this is his symbol that he preferred, but I've seen a lot of marketing where they put the symbol with his name. So I don't know. That's the best I can do. We'll go with that. So family name, Musashi. Given name was Miyamoto. And I'm pretty sure he had different names. I remember doing some research on this. Just for simplicity, I'm going to keep it simple. We'll just go with Miyamoto Musashi, which is what he was known as in the more modern time period. Also, it looks like, I just realized This scabbard's bugged. It's pointing out the wrong direction. So I know there's still, like I said, this is early access build. There's some stuff that's going to be a little janky. This one doesn't, I don't remember seeing this last time. So I'm wondering if I choose the different starting option. So, but anyways, we're going to go on Shogun presets. We're not going to mess with this. We'll just leave everything on the hardest difficulty like usual. And let's get started. Now, there are quite a few historical events that are going to happen. So we'll kind of go through some of these. So the Ashikaga Yoshiaki, with the aid of Oda Nobunaga, has declared themselves the rightful shogun of Japan. The armies of Oda clan march on Kyoto, and if they manage to wipe out any resistance in their way, Yoshiaki will become the new shogun of Japan. So if I recall, Ashikaga were the current shogun. I could be wrong on that, but maybe this is how they came to power. But yeah, I should probably brush up a bit more on my history, but that's all right. We'll get there. And in terms of our starting skills, so like I said, most of it is going to be up here in the vigor category, particularly in two-handed. That one will max out first. We'll max out athletics next. And some of these perks are changed. As I said before, there's no shields. This perk is actually different. So swiftness, movement speed while wielding a two-handed weapon, as opposed to the increased damage to shields. Same thing with this one. This one's the other shield damage perk. This one was changed to 15% damage to enemies on mounts with two-handed weapons. So pretty cool. I like that they did that. We'll take the movement speed. And we'll take movement speed. We want to stay nice and nimble. Get our vigor up to 8. We'll pick up the other 2, one from athletics, one from smithing, pretty standard there. And then everything else will pile into endurance. If you didn't see the live stream that I did this, the map is absolutely gorgeous. It's huge too. So you got Ainu up here in the north. It's empty for now, but I believe he said that he's still developing, or the team's still working on putting some stuff up here. So that's pretty cool. Just look at the detail, and if you look at all the roads, these roads are actually functional. In the base game, roads are not functional. You get a movement speed bonus when you move on roads, so very happy that they did that. Again, you can move on the water, so your travel time is going to be much faster in this. So even though the map is a little bigger, it doesn't feel quite that big because you can move a little faster. That is something that I definitely appreciate. But you can see the details just incredible. And let's go down to some of the natural wonders here. There's yeah, here we go. Mount Fuji. I'm pretty sure this is Mount Fuji. But, I mean, just look how cool that looks. So, I don't want to go over everything right now at the start. It's going to be like an information dump. So, we'll cover stuff as they come up. But first thing we should do is let's go into town. And you can see all these are custom made. So, very beautiful map. Now, we'll be doing some work in here later. Not quite right now. I think we'll hold off on that. I do want to do some fighting right now. And we'll do it in a safe way. So we're going to go into the arena. Let's talk to the tournament master. Oh, they actually have a tournament here. But let's enter the arena first and talk to the guy. So by doing this, it unlocks the practice tournaments. Oh, we can't do it right now because there's an actual tournament going on right now. But we can plan it for the tournament. So we have the option of winning a Ukinuki banner of range. So there are some new items that they've added. I know there is one that increases troop XP gain. There's a banner that increases that. Really, really good idea. I don't know why they didn't have that in the base game, but glad they added it here. This one is probably not the same as the base game. They've tweaked a lot of these stats, make them a little bit more useful. So let's join. Hopefully we can win this. Okay, so this one decreases ranged accuracy penalty. So it seems similar to the one in the base game, but we'll probably just end up selling this one, make a little bit of cash. So here we go. We'll bet the max 600. And as always, you start off. Oh, this one is free for all. We want to avoid getting blasted here until that. Oh. Okay, well, that didn't work out. So I was trying to let these guys fight until we were the last one. I should have just turned and fought him. I could have destroyed him, but then we got 2v1 at the end, so that's fine. But the main reason I wanted to get through that so we can do some training and get some of our skills up. I do have RBM on, so it's incredibly hard to fight high-tier units. Let's try it again. So practice fights. Here we go. Now you can see there's 20 opponents remaining. We got to be careful here because we do have posture. If we run out of posture, we will take damage. There we go. So super important. And you can see the next person comes from the edge. So these guys that are watching, they actually join in on the fight. So there's a process, I believe it's in karate, where I don't remember the name of it, but you fight. Oh man, that was bad. I don't know how I missed that. You fight everybody in the circle in quick succession, so you can get like some higher tier level Okay, I blocked that, but he crushed through. But anyways, yeah, I was gonna say it reminded me of that process. Let's try it one more time. That was not very good. All right, we have a bow this time, which has some more range. We could just stand back and smack this guy. He can't catch us. Here we go. This guy's got a bow now too. Let's smack him in the face. Oh wow, that did a lot of damage. All right, so he crushed through, and it just did so much damage. We need to get our athletic skill up so that we don't have to take so much damage from blocking. He's getting close enough. We can get a kick off on him. Okay, looks like a monk. All right, there we go. If he goes for a stab, we can sidestep and then slash him or smack him in the side. Oh, this guy's gonna give us easy hits. And he's not... He doesn't seem to be able to get an attack off, so we'll just overwhelm him. Here we go, that's 4 down. We won't get a ton of money from this, but we'll at least get the money back that we lost on our wager if we can get to the end. Yeah, I don't really want to give these guys a chance to attack because we have no posture and we'll lose HP from blocking. Okay, can we just stab him? It seems a bit slower. Yeah, these guys are just blocking the whole time. So I'll probably edit the rest of it out if they're just going to do the same thing. It's not all that interesting. I just took a big hit there. Unfortunately, that drained almost all of our HP, so we got to be super careful now. Really would like to get to the end and win this. We got almost halfway there. Oh, man. Smash him in the head as he blocked. Right. Keep doing the same thing. Oh, we got 2v1 now. Shoot. So when you get down to the bottom, yeah, we're gonna die. There's no way to get away from this. Yeah, I can't. I can't block because we would have just instantly gone down. So we earned 105. I'm just gonna keep calling it dinars. I know it's not dinars, it's something else, but I don't know what it is. All right, so that's pretty good. Let's go nurse our wounds here. We did get a decent amount of XP for that. Yeah, I was hoping they would have given us a two-handed sword because I did want the two-handed XP, but that's all right. And for perks, let's go with, we could take head and shoulder damage with two-handed weapons or swing speed. I'm going to go swing speed. And then for this, we'll take anything that gives us a bonus on foot. So take that. And then for the athletics, I usually would prefer the movement speed, but I think in this case, we'll take the +5 hit points to troops in the party as well. I think that's probably a fair compromise. And then let's take armor weight reduction. That'll make us a little faster. We did pick up an attribute point. We can put the final points into athletics. And since we're here, let's max out the rest of these one-handed skills. You know what I might do, actually? What if I could do another practice fight or two and just edit it out. Yeah, I want to get more two-handed, actually. Well, if there's anything interesting, we'll keep it in. Okay, the swing speed is quite a bit slower on this, but I've noticed the damage is pretty good. Just took a bunch of damage. We're really close to the end, but unfortunately we had to block. Took a lot of HP out. If we can get these guys to stay on that side. Oh man, we just got it. Alright, we might be able to do it. There we go. Okay, so it's a 1v1 now. Oh no, it's a 2v1, and I missed the block anyway. So we got 18 out of 20. That's not bad. Yeah, a little bit of money, but more importantly, we got the skill. So level 75. Yeah, I think if we do that a couple more times, we'll travel around and do it. We'll fight in tournaments. If they don't have tournaments, we'll do practice tournaments, and we'll just get our skills up and start collecting some companions to help us fight along the way. So 30% chance of knocking enemies down. We'll take that one. And then anything that increases party size we'll need, because we're not going to spec into these other support roles too much. We'll probably have a companion do it. So we'll take these perks for now. All right, so we are leaving. Let's go to... Do we want to go north or south? Well, I don't know. Northeast or southwest. Now, if we go southwest, we will have to cross the river. Or the ocean. We'll have to take a ferry to cross, which would be kind of cool. I kind of want to show that off. So why don't we head south? We can head to this island, and then we can keep hopping around. So let's go to... We're at Kyosu. Let's head to Kanonji. My pronunciation is not very good, so I apologize. I'm sure I'm butchering a lot of these. Now, you'll notice, as I mentioned, the road speed is way faster. So we're getting a 1.75 movement speed bonus, which is huge. So we're moving at 8.7. And this is on Bannerlord difficulty. We don't have any bonuses to our movement speed from the difficulty options. This is as hard as it gets. So really, really nice addition. I like that they did that. So we gotta wait a little bit. We will join the tournament, hopefully get a good prize. We do have some skill here, so I think we have a good chance to win, even though we got a Mogami-do. I think that's a sword. Yeah, oh no. That's definitely not a sword. We got some armor, which would make a big difference if we can win it. So let's wager in the beginning. It's a 1v1. I like our odds. I'm going to go first person because this one has some issues with the roof clipping into your camera. So I apologize if they make you dizzy, but... Oh man, we just got it in time. Try to overwhelm this guy if we can. There we go. And the customary stab to the face or neck when they're on the ground. There we go. We got a free-for-all, so this time we'll just man up and fight whoever comes at us. Oh, arrows. We don't want to... Let's actually just get... Oh, this is not good. Yeah, we got crushed through. Oh boy, I should have just waited. Not good, not good. Okay, well we lost that one. And for penance, I'm going to do another arena so we can get some skill, and then next time we fight, we should have a little bit better chance, hopefully. There we go. I want to practice doing some kicks, so I'm going to try and practice. I'll probably screw it up, but I think the easiest way to do it is let them come to you and then do it. Like you back up a little bit and kick, or you force them into a corner and then kick. Otherwise, they're pretty slippery, man. They're kind of hard to kick sometimes. Oh man, see this guy. Sometimes he gets an attack off that's faster than us. That's what's been tripping me up with these. I guess as soon as I see them start to wind up, I should probably switch to defense. All right, we got 2v1 now. We got to try and get them to stay behind each other. Not going to happen, it looks like. Yep, not going to happen. That guy caught up. It's okay. Like I said, we're just getting a little bit more money and more skill. So no shame in losing. I mean, I guess it would have been shameful. As somebody said in the stream, a shame if for a bit of display. But that's all right. Let's put a point into endurance. We've got athletics maxed out, two-handed. Let's also put another into polearm. We'll get this maxed out, and then one-handed. One-handed really is only your backup. We'll have to use it in our civilian setting, which we probably won't do too much of, but we'll have the skills for it anyways. And nobody's in the tavern, so we're off to the next town. So we are leaving Kanonji, and we'll head south to Nara. I actually got a chance to visit Japan before my kids were born, and we went to Nara. Very beautiful town. And this is where they have the deer that bow their head and they like headbutt you if you don't give them snacks. It's kind of funny, but they're everywhere. Right, here we go. No tournament here, so I am going to continue our practice though. Let's do practice fight. I'll edit it out. Alright, we're getting towards the end. This is the last guy before the two jump out at the same time, so I'm going to rely more on my blocking than I am on my just pure aggression. So let's see if we can outfight these guys. The problem is, yeah, the problem is if they attack from two different directions, it's just impossible. You can't block them both. So that's all right. We got 17. That sounds off. I'm pretty sure I took out 16. Anyways, we got 105 for it. A lot of polearm skill. And we gained a level. And for the picks, athletics, 100, we're going to go a sprint for movement speed. And we'll finish off our polearm. Our polearm's actually higher level than our two-handed, but that's just because we're getting a lot of the training sessions with the polearm. You know what I could do is pick up a two-handed sword after we kill, or after we drop somebody that had one. So maybe I should do that. Do that next time. So we are leaving Nara. Whoa. Before, let's check tavern. Nobody's here, so that's fine. Let's go to the next one. So we will head west to Sakai. And there's no tournament here, so we'll just do another practice fight. Oh man, I messed up on that one. So we just got knocked out at, we took out 13. That's all right. We got some two-handed skill and just a tiny bit of money. Our first companion is Terao Magonojo, which is one of Musashi's devoted students. So we're going to go ahead and recruit him into our party, hopefully. We took his skill all the way down to basically level 1 and his equipment to basic so we can afford him, and also so everybody starts out at basically nothing. We'll train everybody from scratch and go that way. So here we go. We got our buddy here, and like I said, we have the same thing, just some basic Ronin, what do they call it? Yeah, Ronin robes. There we go. So our party expands. We've got a base wage of +4. Not really that bad. We can handle it. Now, one thing that we will want to do is start picking up some quests, I think. So if we can find some that we can do with very low amount of troops in our party, that would be helpful. Rival gang. I don't think they'll let us do this one yet, will they? Yeah, we need more troops, so that's fine. Maybe some of these other ones on the outskirts they'll let us do. Deliver the herd they will definitely do. I don't know how many they're going to give us, though. 10, that means we're going to move at a very slow rate. So let's probably not do that so we can get a few more helpers. All right, let's go to Osaka. I did spend a decent amount of time here. Beautiful city. Very, very clean. Well, I guess everywhere in Japan's clean. That's kind of a non-statement. So there's no tournament here, but we can probably, yeah, we can get in practice fight. One thing I'm curious, I wonder if our companions show up in the practice fights, because they do show up in the tournaments, but it'd be cool to see if they showed up here. Probably not. Oh, that guy got folded. Almost there. Gonna have the 2v1 now. Oh man. Gotta try and get one of these guys isolated if we can. We keep attacking, we're keeping on the defensive. Oh no, man, they were both really low. We just took a hit to the head for 87 damage or something. That sucks. Okay, well, it is what it is. We still haven't won one of these things because these guys are tough, especially in RBM. It's like 10 times harder to fight 1v1 against these guys. We will probably take hit points with infantry, 25% chance to knock back enemy. I think that's probably a good one too. So that's fine. 2% combat movement speed would be nice, but it's only effective for polearms, so we'll take that one. And then we have polearms maxed out. Let's move on to one-handed next, and then we'll start working on our ranged weapons. So we'll leave Osaka and we'll go to Kyoto next. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that is like the historical capital. It's not now, but back in the day, this was the capital. Yeah, the current capital is Edo, also known as Tokyo, but I believe that's where the modern day capital is. Oh, we knocked that guy's weapon out of his hand before he went down. All right, 2v1. Let's try and finish this guy quick. Maybe we can get it. Okay, we got it to a 1v1 now. No, I can't. I couldn't block. There's no way I could have blocked in time, so we got screwed. Okay, well, we got some XP. We're getting closer. That was a little bit easier. 145 and some XP. You know, you want to become a master or something, you gotta take your lumps. So we are definitely taking lumps today. So we'll take the perk that gives us damage against mounts. Not the riders, but the actual mounts. So the 4 horses. And then charge damage reduction, we'll take that. Here we go, and our next companion is Furuhashi Sozemon. I don't know how to pronounce some of these like that. I don't know what you call that over the O, the accent mark thing. Sozemon. So I probably butchered that. But this was one of his senior disciples. I guess it was one of like an elite soldier or captain that trained with him in one of his schools. So let's bring him on board. Hopefully, I think we have enough cash. Yeah, 460. We're getting kind of low. We can maybe take one more, but then we have to worry about our wages and stuff. And I'd like to win a tournament or two before we start fighting looters and stuff. So let's see if we can do that. So Himeji, this is from my Civ Civ knowledge. I know the Himeji Castle is like one of the wonders you can build. So I'm assuming this is where that famous castle is. Oh, and there's a dual location. Yes, I am interested. So a figure awaits in the distance. We can duel them. Look at how beautiful this map is. Holy crap. This is crazy. Yeah, so we'll definitely duel this guy. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but we're going to go for it. We have a little bit of skill now. We're not like, you know, 20 or 30 skill. We're over 100. And why does this guy have a basket on his head? I guess it's a helmet. It's a very interesting helmet. I like it. I like your style. So here we go. You see carry weapon, test your skill. And then we could fight with a katana, a bow staff, or back out. Probably am better with the bow staff right now, but I want to get better with the katana, so we'll fight with the katana. Here we go. Look at that. What a freaking scenery. And this guy's got the bow staff, so hopefully we can avoid his long range. Oh man, we got him. So he went a little bit too defensive there, and we were able to overpower him. All right, so we get, what do we get for that? We got money. We got like 1,400 for that. And we received several items and some renown. That is so cool. The last time I tried this, I lost. So I didn't actually see what happens. Okay, so he gave us some food. Not the most prestigious items, but you know, it's better than not getting food, I guess. So we've got meat, sake, and mandarins. One of my favorite fruits. Let's drop one of our meats because we just don't have a whole lot of room, and I don't want to move our slow our movement speed down. So back on our way to Himeji. If we come across another one of those duels, I'll definitely do it. That was fun. And we have an actual tournament here this time. So let's see if we can get in there and win something good instead of food. And this is a Nanbu Kage. I think that's, isn't that a horse? Yeah, I think Nanbu means horse. I could be wrong on that, but we got quite a bit of money. We'll spend some to wager a bit here. We should be in good shape against these people, I think, if it's a 1v1. Just gotta stay aggressive with them. Don't give them a chance to start attacking, because then, see right there, we're gonna be stuck in a defensive loop. We got 2 off, we got a bunch off, and then we stab them on the floor. Like honorable samurai. 405 for 150. We'll definitely take that bet. And we need to stay up with this guy. We need to take at least... Oh my god. Alright, now we need to keep circling so this guy doesn't have a chance to attack. Why are you not... Go down, please. Oh, we're dead. Yeah, I don't know how much HP the other guy had. We hit him a bunch. But yeah, they're still too strong. We need better armor. We're not really going to get better armor if we don't win these, so I don't know how that's going to happen. We just got to get lucky and not get a 2v1. Or sorry, well, yeah, 2v2 essentially means 2v1 in Bannerlord terms. So we can still travel on the mainland before we have to cross the water. Let's do that. It does cost money to cross, so I don't want to spend a ton of money doing that. We're going to go to Okayama. We have the option to fight some looters here. I think we're in pretty good shape. We might want to do that. It's 13 versus 3. We do have everybody mounted as well, so that gives us some power advantage, but we're not going to fight mounted in this one, I don't think. Ooh, that was a nice hill. Yeah, we'll send our companions out to just get some... Mainly just to get some distraction in. Alright, I do want to get some bow skill. It's going to be hard to get this if we don't do it now. Alright, it's not doing a ton of damage, but I just want to get the XP. Man, it's like Matrix in here. There we go. That hit him in the head, but that guy's got a proper helmet. Oh, it didn't do much damage. Right, this guy's out of rocks. Let's fight him. They're kind of... Yeah, look at that. Our skill way higher now than we were before we did all those tournaments. So that helped a lot. Should be able to breeze through these guys. Knocked him down. There we go. Finish him off before he gets up. I wish there was an animation to sheath your sword. That'd be kind of cool. I know they do that. Well, in the media it is. I don't know how accurate that is. They sheath their sword. There's like a process for sheathing your sword so that you clean the blood off of it. Alright, there's only 2 left? 3 left? I don't know where the other one is. Oh, here we go. What's he gonna do? Swing and a miss. Oh, he's way off. Oh man, that guy hit hard. Okay, so that did a lot of damage when we blocked. So 50 crush through damage. That sucks. Okay, but we did get some skill, and even our companions got some XP out of it. Well, at least this one did. And then we've got very little XP. That was not worth it. Yeah, I'd rather stick to the tournaments. Safer. Now we have to sit back and wait to heal up. So we'll take... we picked up some crabs. We need to drop some stuff because we're overburdened. Some of the sake, I think. Another cool feature, if you want to heal, but heal faster, but you're not really near a town, you can decide to open up a camp, and that will increase your healing speed by a significant amount. I don't want to do it right now because we will be vulnerable to getting attacked by looters, and there are looters in the area. So let's just head to the next town. We'll avoid fighting till we heal up a bit more. Alright, so we'll spend some time here just resting. Oh, a tournament just popped up. We are not quite back to full health, so let's maybe wait just a touch more and try and get that. And I think that's probably good enough. 95%, we'll stop it, and we'll take the tournament. Kawatsutsumido. I believe that sounds like a sword, but no, it's it's armor again. I am terrible with this stuff. So let's bet. Hopefully we can survive this one. So there's some things I do remember. The Yari. Yari is the long spear. The katana, the Nodachi, those are all the two-handed swords. The Wakasashi is the one-handed sword. I'm getting there. Alright, here we... What is going on? That guy just changed target. Well, that's okay. Yeah, and he got dumped on. So this might be our first win here. I feel good about this one. Especially when we beat on somebody from behind. Oh, and he just head planted into the invisible wall. Here we go. Oh, and look at that. His sword. He lost his sword. Yeah, we hit him. I don't know what causes it, but it's almost always when somebody blocks. I guess maybe you just overpower him. All right, here we go. Final. Do we want to do bow and arrow with this guy? Oh, he's not shooting. There he goes. Yeah, I don't think that did much damage. So I'm gonna just go in, do one-handed. Oh, he lost it. Yeah, we just took his sword out, so now he has no weapon. It's a little dishonorable, but you know what? We haven't won yet. We've lost a bunch. Yeah, we will forego honor for sake of better armor. There we go. We won a decent amount of money too. Got a little bit of renown, and the more renown we get, the sooner we can get to becoming a mercenary, and that's going to explode our income a decent amount, allow us to hire more people. So hopefully we can get that. Oh, we actually just hit it. Perfect. I didn't even realize we gained it that fast. Sweet. We do need to pick up some more people. We could pick up regular troops as well. I think we'll maybe do a mix. I don't want to have just companions. We will have a decent amount of companions, but I want to have a lot of troops. There we go. So we're maxed out on all of our one-handed skills. Next, we'll probably work on, I think bow makes the most sense. And then we'll continue to put attribute points into endurance.